Oklahoma State Senator Rob Standridge, he's jumping on this discriminatory anti-education train that much of the Republican Party has been pushing lately. And except this time he's pushing a punitive bill at some of the most vicious people in America, teachers. Let's jump right into this a little bit, you guys, to see some details of how he's attacking teachers further. So from The Independent, the proposed act named the Students' Religious Belief Protections Act means parents can demand the removal of any book with perceived anti-religious content from schools. Subjects like LGBT plus issues, evolution, the Big Bang Theory, and even birth control could be off the table. Now, teachers could be sued a minimum of $10,000 per incident per individual. And the fines will be paid from personal resources, again, from teachers, not from school funds, from other individuals or groups. If the teacher is unable to pay, they would be fired under this legislation. And also referring to the act as, quote, necessary for the preservation of the public peace. If passed, the law will take effect immediately, is what this bill states. Now, Rob Standridge specifically was talking about things, and he put out a statement about reasons why he's proposing this ridiculous bill. Our education system is not the place to teach moral lessons that should instead be left up to parents and families. Unfortunately, however, more and more schools are trying to indoctrinate students by exposing them to gender, sexual, and racial identities curriculums and courses. My bills would ensure that these types of lessons stay at home and out of the classroom. That's what he said in his statement. Also, parents believing a book violates the bill, they may demand that school officials remove it within 30 days. And if the book is not removed during that time, the school employee tasked with getting rid of it will be terminated, subject to due process, and prohibited from working in another school for at least 2 years. Now, before we open this up, again, who is that one official? They're saying this school official that's tasked with getting rid of that book, and if he doesn't do it. There's a lot of generic things within this bill that make me kind of wonder, maybe he's just trying to speak to certain people, maybe certain voters, maybe certain people that help fund him, or him trying to get back into office again with this very unserious bill. But it does say religious freedom bill. It doesn't say anything about which religion. So I wonder if he thinks it's these kind of religious beliefs that he's looking to protect. Let's look at some of these. There's the Shahada, which is the declaration of faith, and it's to bear witness or testify that there's no God except one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet or messenger.
If you want, I could say that. I could say it in Arabic. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Okay.
And you should be able to go in and complain about any teacher that's teaching anything against that.
Hey, if you don't say that in science class, you're gonna be fired. Okay.
Maybe Salat. Is it Salat? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing these things. It's 5 daily prayers that are performed at dawn, noon, mid-afternoon, sunset, and night. The prayers are offered in Arabic language and facing the direction of Mecca. Maybe he's looking to protect that. You think so?
Muhammad and Abdullah wa Rasuluh. Okay, so obviously the point that JR is getting at is, of course he means Christianity. And of course that is establishing a religion, which is what the Constitution strictly forbids. They should read it every once in a while. They should know what this country's about, but they don't. Yeah, so this Republican senator in Oklahoma is deeply un-American. He hates the idea of America. We do not establish a religion in America, whether it's Islam or Christianity or any other religion. It's literally against the law and against our Constitution. So when he says, I don't want anybody teaching moral lessons, and then says, by the way, if you teach science, I'm gonna fire you.
Maybe we should take him literally. I mean, maybe we should see how that plays out, because if you want to talk about Christianity, I mean, the Christian Bible, Exodus 35.2, whoever does any work on the Sabbath is to be put to death. So anybody who's selling books about, say, football, let's stone them to death. Or what about, if we want to go New Testament, Matthew 5-42, give to those who ask and don't refuse those who wish to borrow from you. So I'm gonna ask this lawmaker in Oklahoma right now to send me $100,000, because to do otherwise would be against religion.
Yeah, good point. You're also supposed to not touch the skin of a pig, and football is literally a pigskin, or certainly some are. So I guess there goes all the Oklahoma Sooners. Okay, and they play on Saturday. That's a double whammy. Are you kidding me? I don't know. I know, 2 Sooners, but okay. I'm here all week, whether you like it or not. All right, look, the other hilarious part of this, of course, is this comes from the Republican Party that is against cancel culture. And he's like, now if you disagree with my religion, you shall be fired, and the person who doesn't fire you instantly should also be fired. You're all canceled. We're against cancel culture. Are you?
Yeah, and by the way, these are teachers, administrators, whoever it is that they're targeting here. Again, in schools, most likely public schools, because private schools, whatever they're teaching, if people want to run up and be upset about it, they can pull their kids out, and then they lose that maybe that tuition money. But generally, these are public schools that they're targeting. And I want you to think about, he knows that many of these teachers won't have the money to come up with $10,000 because one parent came in and said, I can't believe you taught my child something. So the idea is to then get rid of them. Then who replaces them? This is part of a system to make sure that you have either probably, first off, you'd have a hard time replacing them because teachers don't get paid enough, and there's already a shortage of teachers partially for that reason already. And then we also have the pandemic still ongoing. But with things like that, they're like, oh, I know what we can start doing. Maybe replace teachers with our kinds of teachers. They're trying to replace school boards already with their kind of parents. So they're thinking, let me put in the teachers that will teach this and these kinds of things that will indoctrinate my children and yours, regardless of what you believe.
Yeah,
that's where we are.
Look, and it's Orwellian, it's fascist, it's everything you could imagine. So look, the Republican Party started a war on history when they said, oh, don't teach critical race theory. Okay, fine, mission accomplished. Almost no one teaches it throughout the country at the public school level and at high school and junior high, et cetera. So they said, yeah, but what we really meant is don't teach racism. That's what we thought you meant, okay? But there was racism. I mean, there's certainly racism today, but even if you thought that was in dispute, in history, are you saying slavery wasn't racist? Are you saying Jim Crow wasn't racist? Are you saying lynchings wasn't racist? You'd have to be nuts to say that. But they're like, no, don't teach it, don't teach it, don't teach it. That's their war on history. Now this is war on science. So look, the LGBTQ stuff, you could say, oh yeah, I know, Republicans hate gay people. But it's okay, because that's their faith, is to despise people for who they are. I don't think that's Christianity. By the way, I don't think Jesus thought that was Christianity. But Republicans have a different version of Christianity, filled to the rim with fear and hatred, right? And so, okay, but that's not all. First of all, let's acknowledge that later, though, they're like, oh, no, gay people should vote for us. Oh, Dem exit, oh yeah, all gay people are voting for us. Because why? You despise them. It's not unclear, right? But even if you put that aside, which you shouldn't, he's saying don't teach evolution. And birth control is possibly is in danger here. That's a war on health. And Big Bang. So don't teach science. It's a war on science, which at this point probably no one's surprised by. I mean, during COVID they declared a war on science. Science, 99% of the scientists suck. So do 99% of the doctors. I saw a dude on Facebook and a podcast too. Well, I hate science. Like, look, if you want to be in the dumb party, that's your call. But science isn't it isn't a competitor religion. Religion is about faith and what you believe in spiritually. Science is about facts. That's all it is. It's trying to figure out what is true and what is not true. Here are the collection of things that we have realized are true. When you add 2 and 2, it equals 4. You could be Muslim or Christian or Jewish, it still equals 4. Can I teach that it equals 4? No, don't do it. My version of Jesus hated 4. Okay, and I don't want you to teach it. So yeah, that I hate to tell you, but that is the party of dumb. And I don't want it, and it's insane, and in this case it's unconstitutional. Yes, we should teach actual science. Whether you like it or not, they are actually facts. And if you think evolution is not a fact, go get an education. You are 100% wrong, and you're probably in a cult.
It's not what they want.